Hi, everyone. This week we'll be working on Module 5. In Module 5, we will explore resources about revising and editing. We'll also learn about paraphrasing and how to avoid plagiarism. In this module, you'll be asked to participate in a discussion about plagiarism, submit evidence of feedback from a tutor, to revise your This I Believe essay and reflect on your revision strategies, and to submit your This I Believe essay. So in Module 5, you'll see a resource titled Revising and Editing. This is by Lumen Learning. This resource will help you think about how to revise and edit your This I Believe essay. So after reading this resource, you may look back at your essay and think about some changes you may want to make. Also, you'll see resources about how to avoid plagiarism. There's a paraphrasing PowerPoint that'll show you some examples of how to paraphrase. Paraphrasing can be a little bit confusing when you first start practicing it, but we'll get lots of practice with that in our course. There's an OER chapter titled Avoiding Plagiarism, and there's a game titled the Goblin Threat Plagiarism Game that makes learning about plagiarism more enjoyable and interesting. After you've reviewed the resources on avoiding plagiarism and how to paraphrase, you should participate in the discussion. Please answer the discussion questions by the end of the day on Thursday and respond to at least 2 of your classmates. So this is your opportunity to explain if you agree with your classmates or disagree with them, and please explain why. You might tell your classmates if they thought of an answer that you hadn't considered. You might ask your classmates some questions about the ideas they shared. In these responses, make sure that you use polite language and complete sentences. Also, make sure that you are writing detailed responses. And I will be reading through the discussion posts, and I'll be sure to answer any questions that you might have about avoiding plagiarism or how to paraphrase. After the discussion, you'll see an assignment that asks you to submit a copy of a tutor review. This should be the review that you received when you submitted your This I Believe essay, either to Brainfuse or to the C&M Virtual Tutoring Center. So there's an example of this kind of feedback down below here on this slide. Some of you may have received this kind of feedback from one of the tutors where the tutor types some comments on your assignment. You could submit this as evidence, or if you met with a live tutor, you could take screenshots of the feedback that you received. And so you're turning in evidence of the comments or any cover sheets or marked up drafts that you received from a tutor. This will help me see the feedback that you received and how I'll be able to see how you've used it when you turn in your final draft. After you submit evidence of tutor feedback, then you should work on revising your essay and reflecting on your revision. So please this week spend at least 30 minutes on self-revision of your This I Believe essay. There is a list of revised revision strategies that are suggested. And so you might read your writing aloud. Sometimes when we read our work aloud, it helps us to hear or see issues that we could change. So you could open up your assignment, read it aloud, and mark changes as you go. You can also read your draft multiple times, each time focusing on a specific issue. This will help you revise your writing in steps. And so you could read through your essay and think about your main idea. Is there anything that you need to add to strengthen your main idea? Did you include a thesis statement or a main idea statement in your first paragraph? You could also read your essay again and look at the support that you included. Are there places that you could add more details and examples to help your readers understand your experiences? You could read your writing again and look at the organization. So do each of your paragraphs focus on one topic? In narrative writing, typically we change to a different paragraph every time we go to a specific idea, time, place, or person. So you might see if you need to separate paragraphs or reorder them. You could read your assignment again and think about your purpose, audience, and tone. So do you think you met your purpose for writing? Do you think that you're writing appropriately for the readers you've selected as your intended audience? Do you feel like your tone is fully captured in your writing? And then finally, you could read your essay aloud to look for errors. So do you see misspelled words, or do you see incomplete sentences or missing punctuation? So go through and make the small kind of editing changes to strengthen your work. After you've spent at least 30 minutes revising your essay, there is a reflection assignment. It's titled Assignment Prompt, and there are questions to consider. And so I'm asking you to write a response that answers these questions. So which of the steps above, meaning these bulleted points here, did you find most helpful and why? Or which steps were least helpful and why? Do you have any questions or concerns about your writing assignment? And so in your reflection, you should address at least 3 of the steps that are listed in the bullets above and kind of explain what helped you and maybe what didn't help so much, or what did you change with your assignment. Be sure to email me if you have any questions about finishing your This I Believe essay. Once you've revised your essay, then you should submit it in the course so that I can grade it and give you lots of feedback. Remember to use MLA format, and you'll see another example of this if you go back to the previous module. And so after you've turned in your essay over the next few weeks, I'm going to be grading essays and giving lots of comments and a score. And the great thing about our class is if you're unhappy with your first score that you receive, you can revise your essay and submit it again. So you'll have lots of feedback from me to help you strengthen your work. This is a great way to build your writing skills, because not in all college classes are you allowed to revise your work and get a new grade. And so I'd encourage you to do this. So in the next few weeks, you'll see some feedback from me to help you think about revising your essay. Just like every module, you'll see the module checklist to help you make sure you've completed the weekly tasks. And as always, please contact me if you have questions. So if you'd like to go over your essay together, we could set up an appointment and we can look at it together and I can give you some feedback. All right, thank you. I hope you have a great week. Take care. Bye-bye.